very exciting month since we demolded the first hull 3 months ago. Whole building process, the whole scenery around making this new boat come alive, because it's so different from what we have done the past, let's say, almost the past 2 decades. The boat arrived here from our factory in Poland. It arrived here in Denmark. And seeing the boat for the first time, having survived on looking at renderings, and that was just a big kick for the whole family at X-Yacht. This is day 0 in the XR41's life.
Nej, det der den sms kom ind, og tænkte, yes! Yeah.
There was big excitement in the factory in Poland. They served cakes for all 200 employees with XR41's posters in, and so it was a big day, as everything has been very, very tight here in the end.
What has happened in that week now to be ready? It's been an amazing work. A lot of hours put into get the keel stepped, getting the mast stepped, getting everything in place, and does everything actually fit? And it seems that the colleagues have done a real good preparation, because the boat is now in the water. Everything is settled for the baptize this afternoon. How much experience do you have with the christening boats?
Not very much, but I have experience of drinking the champagne.
That is absolutely.
Og for det tredje er det vigtigt, at man husker, at man altid ønsker den her båd en håndspredte vand under kølen.
Vi døber dig i Formula X.
How are we doing on progress?
So I just saw that we gave very much boat away today on social. That's a bit unfortunate.
I saw that as well, yeah.
The feeling is really emotional around this new baby that is getting launched, but we also put a bit of pressure on ourselves, because hull number 1 will go for sailing with our pro team very soon, because we want to get an early start, get the data in, get the learnings about the boat.
My name is Jesper. I'm a racing guy from Denmark. My role is to be skippering the boat. I spent quite a bit of time the last 6 months putting the team together. I selected carefully the guys for the different positions, and within the next 4 weeks we'll be racing the boats, or actually training the boats for the first time. So right now I'm just really trying to understand just the general use of the boat. How can we play with the rig? How flexible is it in terms of adjustments? How easy is it for us to go between different settings, just to have a general idea about how dynamic can we sail the boat in terms of changing conditions. What do we change setup wise? And the more flexible we are, the more we can adapt to the changing weather, which is in the end super important to use your boat efficiently. It's just really exciting to see this. I mean, getting to know this new boat and getting my head into understanding the options, and then because that leads to all the decision making later on in racing. A very important part of developing as soon as possible and also ensure our progress is that we have a clever approach to how we obtain data and how we deal with it afterwards. That means that we are very focused from, I would say, even day -1, which is before we start sailing. Exactly what sensors do we have on board? How do we use them? How do we take that data we collect, make sure that it's calibrated well, and turn straight into analysis that we can use as a baseline for taking next decisions in terms of trimming, testing, and perhaps tweaks on the boat. So within the next 3 weeks we'll be practicing out here on the waters just outside here where the boat was actually put together at the end. It's going to be great. I think it has a certain vibe to it that we are sitting so close to the place where the boat was kind of born.
We have 2 days to Christmas and we are here on the Maiden voyage for the XR41. I think for 12 months we've been looking forward to this day. All the guys are happy. I brought the cake and now we need to see the baby moving. I was expecting sun. Right now we have a bit of a shower, but we look at 8 to 12 knots of breeze, so perfect for seeing if the rig setup works, and we will get all the sails hoisted today and see how she performs at sea.
What's going to be really interesting is to see how those latest ideas of modern design, a lot of volume on the hull, a radical new hull shape, really a powered up sail package, how that all comes together in what we need as sailors, which is good feel on the boat. Because a boat that doesn't feel well, for sure doesn't perform well. So you have a boat that feels well is a result of a boat that's really well balanced, and that's why we need to take all these new tools and make sure that it feels well and performs well. So the scene we're going to race on with the XR41 is, I would say, the pinnacle of sailing, especially in Northern Europe here. It's a fairly developed overseas scene, which 10 years ago was more average, but the last few years it's really developed into a strong scene with top-level teams, pro sailors, and really well-developed boats. So our hope with the XR41 is that all the bright ideas we put together, first as advisory board, then at the shipyard, which has built a really amazing boat, is that all that comes together into a strong package that's going to make us competitive against these guys that are already fairly developed. It's a result of extensive work from bright designers, all the latest AI tools available. All that put together, I think, gives us a huge potential of creating a boat that will be absolutely at the top end of the fleet, and I really look forward to taking all the ideas we had from the advisory board and turn that into real boat racing on the race course.